Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 597. Back on StreamYard this morning because I wanted to share some insight on eBay. So what is up? I failed to do one thing this morning in my preparation. So I'm a little off. When I'm on StreamYard, I'm a little off because there's so much like engineering you have to do. It's all over the place. Who do we have in the chat? We have Ed, Safe at Home Cards. Good morning, Ed. We've got Cliff. Good morning to Cliff. Jenny is with us. Good morning, Hobby World, in the words of Herman. Absolutely. Victor is with us. Good Thursday morning to you. David is with us. We've got Diego. Good morning, Card Tuber. Hey, speaking of that, Zach and Porter have a new channel. Zach, I think you have a wrench. If Zach's in here, go ahead and pop that new YouTube channel in there. John says someone has a new name. That is it. Almost looks like I'm wearing shout out to Mojo Break. This was from the National in 2019. T-shirt in the style of old style. What's up? There's Herman. Good morning, Herman. George is with us. Good evening to George. Tracy, good morning. And Dan, good evening to you. I have no idea what that says. Herman says it's spam. So hope you're all doing well. We had some nasty storms roll through our area yesterday evening, last night. What was really cool, and I hope nobody suffered any damage, but I was watching live storm coverage. Now, I worked in radio, so in Zach worked in radio, and we were sharing our our likes and dislikes of live severe weather coverage. It is a rush. And so I like it's entertaining to me watching local news severe weather coverage. So I was watching one of the local affiliates last night, and they had live shots of their cameras on area interstates, stoplight cameras, and all that. So they shot on Lake Wisconsin, which is Dell's area, I guess. It's about 45 minutes north of where I'm at here in Madison. So they have a ferry. It's the Merrimack Ferry that crossed Lake Wisconsin. And all of a sudden, there's a tornado warning, and it went through like Mauston, Wisconsin, Tomah, Wisconsin, and it was going toward Lake Wisconsin. And so they went over to the Merrimack Ferry camera. And there's these strong winds, potential tornado reaching that area as the ferry is coming in to dock or whatever when cars get off the ferry and drive away. So they've got this footage, this live footage of the ferry coming in off Lake Wisconsin, and there's cars on there in a tornado warning. How crazy would that be? I'd like to hear like whoever was on that ferry, like what it was like coming in and seeing this storm enter and then driving off. So anyway, you can see it's raining, it's stormy. The ferry pulls in. All of a sudden, cars start coming off, and the camera just basically you can't see a thing because heavy winds, rain, just this craziness, this crazy storm as these cars are coming off. And they believe, the meteorologist on the TV thought it was either a microburst or an actual tornado that we watched live as the ferry came in. It was riveting television. And as John says, yeah, live weather equals crisis actors. But it is, I mean, yeah, I get it, and I get the drama behind it, but it's a rush, man. That live weather, It's a rush. I've been in there on the radio side of things. John's been to Radio Shack. Looks like he's producing Bowman U on the presses in his basement. So yeah, we had some nasty weather. That was north of us. We had some nasty rain, like sideways rain. The trees in my backyard were. I'm shocked that some of the trees didn't like snap in half. How windy it was. But all is good. Take the dog for a walk later today. Assess the neighborhood. See how everybody's yards are looking. George says he has no wrench yet on that account. You'll have to pop out the Ninja since you're on StreamYard. Yes. Rich, good morning to you. Dan is drinking a beer, a root beer, that is. There was, speaking of root beer, there was, I don't know if it was a tweet or if it was on Facebook. I think it was on Twitter because that's where I'm at all the time. And it was like, what are your rankings of the 4 root beers? Now, I know there's going to be like sarsaparilla, Spreckers, but the 4 major, and how I look at these polls, like I hate it when somebody runs a poll and it's like, who do you like more? Charlie Sheen or Emilio Estevez? Well, they both suck. I like Tom Cruise. It's like, well, that's not the question. The question is, who do you like more, Charlie Sheen or Emilio Estevez? I have no idea how those 2 names popped out of my mouth. But it's like, answer the question, read the directions. So yes, I understand there's more than 4 types of root beer, but rank these 4 and only these 4 and no outside commentary. Dad's, A&W, Barks, and there was one other one, and I can't think of the 4th one. Dad's, Barks, Mug, and A&W. So this is a tough one for me because I like them all. Mug is probably my least favorite. So I'm going to have to break it down that way because if I can't figure out which one I like the most, which one do I like the least? Mug gets my 4th ranking. I'm probably going to say A&W just because it's like the most common, but Barks has bite. So Barks, I'm going to give number 2 and Dad's root beer number 3. Maybe I'll have to do a little experiment. I'll have to get some root beer, and it's a lot more fun with regular beer than it is taste test with root beer. But that's how I would rank those 4 and only those 4, because yes, I understand there's many other root beers out there, but these 4, you can only rank these 4. And I'm going to go number 1, A&W, number 2, Barks, number 3, Dad's, number 4, Mug. That's my ranking on root beers. Spreckers, which I think is here local, Wisconsin. Actually, there was a Spreckers next to my my old office, my old work's old office. Because we moved, so it was like the original office that I worked in. Spreckers was next door. They closed. Then a cowboy bar opened, and then it burned down. Now I think it's just an empty lot. But Spreckers, good root beer. Sarsaparilla, good root beer. What is it, 1912 or whatever? All good. Is there a bad root beer? I don't know if there's a bad root beer. Let's see. Herman says, love the idiots try to stand in a hurricane to report live. That's what they love doing. It's like an adrenaline rush. It's like the tornado chasers. It's like tornado chasers in Texas and Oklahoma. I skipped ahead. Even StreamYard, it skips ahead. So we've got a lot of root beer talk in the chat. So let me get through the chat so we can. I realized yesterday I'm going from topic to topic because I would go back and forth looking through the chat and then talking about it. There's Zach, and I don't know, can I give you a wrench? I can only block you or put you in timeout. Well, that's stupid, StreamYard. So Zach and Porter, once I go back on YouTube, which will likely be tomorrow morning, I can give you that wrench. So check out Zach and Porter. There they are in the chat. Subscribe to their channel. First video was up last night. George is sipping there they are. George says, I'm sipping a Blue Girl at the moment. Kinky. Biggs Daddy Cool, what is up? Glad to have you in the chat. Long time no chat. George says we can see your comments. You must have missed him, Zach. He said Zach and Porter and said to drop a link in the new channel. Brian B says, I watch most of your videos, but never get to catch it live. Looking forward to it. I haven't sold any cards yet, but looking to start selling on eBay soon, mostly junk wax baseball Hall of Famers. Brian, guess what? Today is your lucky day. We're going to talk about eBay sales, and we're going to talk about what's selling. And you, my friend, have what's selling. We're going to share some of some things. I've got a banner ready, even a banner equipped this morning of my most recent sales. So usually I just like scroll through my phone. This. I actually made a banner this morning. So I'll share that as we talk eBay sales. So, and junk wax is moving. It's selling on eBay. George says he's just got a wrench here for the technical support. Let's see. Fenway Park, by the way, has a massive card shop in its gates. No B-man. I see what you did there. No Bowman U, but tons of unopened modern and junk wax. Interesting. So John's vote, going back to the root beer talk, my rankings, number 1 A&W, number 2 Barks, number 3 Dad's, number 4 Mug. So John is going Barks, but outside of those 4, he says Birch beer is the best. I don't know what Birch beer is. George is a Barks guy, but I do enjoy eating at A&W if they still exist. They do exist. Was that a commercial? I think it was a Skittles commercial. They do, or M&M's. They do exist. In fact, I saw one. Where was I? Was I down? I don't travel. I don't travel much. If it was John, that 70s card show, if he said, where was I? It could literally be anywhere in the country. When I say, where was I? It's like within a 2-hour radius. Where was I that I saw an A&W? It was within the last 2 weeks. It may have been, and it likely could have been. No. I think it was when I went to my buddy's house this past Saturday and I took a different route. I think the only town I went through was Marengo. Marengo, not merengue, but Marengo. Great softball program. Shout out to Dwayne Nance. Great guy. Awesome softball coach. Marengo. I think there's a A&W in Marengo, Illinois. And I'm sure there's other. I see A&Ws. They're not as frequent or common as they used to be, but they're still out there. Killabeer root beer is the only correct answer if we will remain friends. I'm gonna say yes, Jenny, because here's why. I actually received a phone call from Keith Killebrew. Okay, and Keith is Harmon Killebrew's son. Killebrew root beer. We had about an hour-long conversation, and this is right on par with the topic, because how did he get my phone number? From my business card that I included in one of his, Keith Killebrew's, eBay purchases. He's got a couple nephews that played pro baseball, Grant and Chad Hawken. Chad was actually a Cubs minor leaguer at one point. Grant Hawken, you may remember him from, I think, 2015 Bowman. But anyway, and I think Keith, he called me. He's like, hey, I'm looking for more Grant Hawken cards. And all of a sudden he starts talking about, and I like Googled, I'm like, well, sure is SHIT. This is the real Keith Killebrew. He was talking all about Killebrew root beer. And at the time, so this was about a year ago, I was still working in transportation. So I like kind of know how the distribution works with soda and beer, because some of my clients were distributors. Some were, I don't think I had any soda or pop companies as clients, but I did have beer companies. So we had a great conversation. So yes, I will allow it. Killebrew root beer, and Keith was a great guy. We had an awesome conversation. I should follow up with him because we did have an awesome conversation. We talked baseball, we talked root beer, we talked car sales. It was just awesome. Ed's going with A&W. Ed's going with A&W. That was Hires root beer. Here's another one. There was, and there probably still is on eBay. And I think it's Bobby Thompson. And I almost bought it. It's basically, and I think it's Bobby Thompson. I'm going to actually look on eBay right now. It's a Hires root beer card because Hires did have cards. But it's also the contract and like a sign in like a frame. And it's been on eBay. Oh, I don't think it's on eBay anymore. It is Bobby Thompson. And they're the Hires card with the tab still on them. The Bobby Thompson, these are high grade PSA 7 with tab, $350. So it looks like it may have sold. I mean, it's been a long time. It was on my watch list forever. I think they dropped the price all the way down to like $150. Did not sell. So you can get a raw Bobby Thompson Hires root beer card with the tab for $100. That's what the last one sold for. So Hires root beer coming in. Braves coming to Chicago. Dan says a military friend picked me up a case of A&W. We'll do root beer floats next week. I go on kicks where I'll just get that sweet tooth and I'll want a root beer float. Let's see. Jenny says, if anyone wonders what self-employed card sellers do, they run root beer tasting experiments at home, right? Tracy is on same page as I am with A&W, with Barks getting second. Herman says they were talking about their Wrigley rule for the Ivy wall. Yes, it's basically if you don't want to spend time looking through the ivy, you just put your arms up and it's a double. Let's see. Love eating at A&W when we make a trip back to the Midwest. Big fan. I was a big fan as a kid because, well, root beer floats. Like, hey, instead of a Coca-Cola, I can get a root beer and ice cream. Rich says everybody gets a wrench. Zach and Porter again. Oh, and Dan says hit that like button. Please do hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Brian better get his solo cup filled up. Cheap Hall of Famers are moving quickly in my store, says Ed. We're going to talk about eBay. What is selling on eBay? And you would, well, you might not be surprised now because, well, if you watch this channel, you won't be surprised because I talk about it almost every day and what I'm selling on eBay. And now I'm trying to find the Twitter card purchaser on Twitter had something in that. So I want to share that. So I'm just trying to kill some time here as I scroll through Twitter. That is called Not Being Prepared. Zach and Porter says, if you were covering junk wax era cards that sell, will you also update us on your basketball slabs? Hey, thanks for the mention. Yes, I will do that. If you leave a like and you leave a like hashtag spam, right? John Crux Cup is always solo. Zach, you mean the slabs that he's going to slip into the Goodwill donation box when he picks up his next pallet? I still have from last year's National a bunch of slabs. A few have sold. Come on, John. That's just a low blow. That's a low blow. Bo, your autographed Jerome Walton bio is in my possession, headed your way next time we see you. That is awesome because I have gifts for you as well. David says, good morning. Barks has caffeine. Well, that's why it has bite. I did not know that. So is Barks like the only mainstream root beer with caffeine? I didn't know Barks had caffeine. No wonder it's up high on my list. A&W's in West Virginia. Unless you ran it late last night, I never saw the decision video. I almost did it this morning. I was going to make the announcement just here on Hobby Evolution. I did not do it yesterday. I put my head down yesterday because I was going to do the video yesterday, the decision, National 2022. I was going to do it yesterday, and I put my head down. I shipped a bunch, and I shipped until I ran out of envelopes. And then I went to Costco, and I bought 8,000 envelopes. And then I came home, and I was just listing. I listed over 300 cards. So Jenny's challenge of 1,000 listings this week, I'm getting close to it. I think I'm around 700 this week. So, and I still got Thursday and Friday. I'm going to have to ship a lot today. So, I'll try to get at least 100, and that'll give me a nice little boost. So I was actually going to run the decision video this morning, do a decision video here on Hobby Evolution. And then I saw the Twitter thread from Card Purchaser, and I thought, hey, this would be a good topic to talk about, and I can utilize StreamYard with the fancy banners and all that stuff. So I promise a decision video is coming. I want it to be a little more, not scripted, but a little, I don't want to just ramble like I ramble here. So I want to write some notes down. So I'll try to tackle that and put a video up. If not today, tomorrow. I will get it done before the weekend. And Rich adds, have we had either the John Nolan Drive or the Bowman U drinking game contest? Well, here's to that. John says, telling you folks, listen to Bo at half speed. It's a whole other show. Let's see. Herman, are we doing a roundtable on Saturday night? Sonic Drive-In has the best root beer. Don't know the brand. I haven't been to a Sonic in a long time. Back when I lived in Macomb, Illinois, we were in the middle of nowhere, which Macomb, for some reason, I mean, they had to pay for this article. Some like one of those websites where the 10 best cheap places to live in Macomb, Illinois, somehow, some way was on that list. So maybe the mayor wrote that article. I don't know, because it wouldn't be anywhere close to any of my top 10 lists. In fact, the college bar at Western Illinois University, the Change of Pace, the Pace is the place, is closing. Like after, well, this new Pace, the new Pace I think opened in the early 90s, because the old Pace, it was the Pace Hotel. And then they had to tear it down because they did like a bypass, the highway bypass around the downtown. So they had to take down the old Pace Hotel bar. And then, so they opened it up in just down the street about a block away. And now it's closing, and it's set. In fact, me and my buddy Justin, who I just saw 2 weeks ago back from my hometown, we went to high school together, college together. We were being all nostalgic last night, texting like, "Oh my God, the Pace is closing," sharing pictures. He lived, near campus, and so he had just gotten back from Iraq back in 2003 or 2004. And there was a band, it was like those traveling college bands around here we had, or in Illinois, we had the Tripping Billies, Mike and Joe, two White Crew, I think was what it was. Hairbangers Ball. What else am I missing? I'm missing some others. But anyway, there was one called Seventh Heaven. And so Seventh Heaven played the Pace. My buddy Justin got up on stage with them because I think he had like literally just got back from Iraq like a week before, 2 weeks before. So they gave him like a shout out for the military. They end up coming back to our after party. And so I've got a picture of me and Justin and the band in his kitchen next to the keg with Seventh Heaven. Macomb, Illinois, rip, Change of Pace. That conversation just went all over the place. It all started because Cliff mentioned Sonic Drive-In, and I'm talking about partying with the band in Macomb, Illinois after the Change of Pace. So Sonic. So Macomb was in the middle of nowhere. And there was a Sonic in, I believe, Keokuk, Iowa, which was about 45 minutes away. In college, me and my buddy were just hanging out on the couch watching TV, and a Sonic commercial came on. And this was like before like Sonic commercials were on every commercial break. Now they're just annoying. So a Sonic commercial came on, and we like at the same time look at each other and let's go to Sonic. So we jumped in the car, drove 45 minutes just to get like a shake or whatever they had at Sonic. some type of ice cream dessert. George says, if you hit the thumbs up at half speed, does it give half a thumb? We can all have root beer floats on Saturday night during the round table if we do it. I don't know if I'm available Saturday night. I am heading to the northern suburbs again to hang out with my buddy Scott, who was formerly with the Cubs for a long time. He wants to start selling on eBay. So I'm going to show him the ins and the outs of eBay. He also wants to start a podcast with former Cubs players. So we're gonna try to get that, because that's something that I've just been dragging my feet on. He reminds me about every 3 weeks, and I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's see. Ed says, nice point, Rich. Waiting on the decision. So I will get that up. If not today, tomorrow. Got to be decision announcement today because he's wearing a national promotional shirt. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. This is a national shirt, and it even says Chicago 2019. So you're right. So Jenny's challenged me. I'll put the video out today since I am wearing the shirt. Decision 2022 coming up. John says Barks is the number one selling root beer and also the fewest calories of non-diet varieties. Interesting. John dropping knowledge. Payne and Dina Bean, what is up? Good morning to you, live from Bowman University Stadium. And I've got more. I've got more where that's from. I've got 12 more blasters. I think I haven't brought them in here yet. And then I think I've got like 8 more in transit. Best root beer, Lou's Drive-In root beer in Peoria. Interest. Where's Lou's Drive-In? I've never been there. In fact, I don't know if I've ever heard of it. I have never had that. Tom is with us. What road is your card show on? Tom, it is on John Nolan Drive. Tom must have been thirsty. What's up, Victor? Good morning to you. Ray from Philly is with us. What is up? Brian B says, is that A&W root beer stand still open in Verona? First time I had a root beer float, I was there on a family vacation in 1978 when I was 14. Boy, I bet Verona has changed a lot since 1978. It's changed a lot since I moved here in 2014. I can only imagine. I'm not sure. If it was there in 1978, man, probably not. But Verona does have a cool downtown, and there's a little craft brewery right downtown across from the local supermarket, which is kind of a local supermarket. It's I think it's called Miller's. So I think it's a family-owned grocery store. They still carry your bags out for you. That's what I did at my local IGA as a teenager when I worked there in high school. So I don't know. I'll have to swing through there. Check it out. John says it's in Peoria. Duh. Frosted Mug was a great root beer float restaurant on the south side of Chicago. John says, okay, we're getting Peoria. Knoxville, about a mile or two north of the hospitals. It's an old drive-in, but excellent. Okay, so I am familiar with that area because when I worked the state finals, the basketball finals, I will, like, on one day, usually the Saturday, I will drive to Popeyes, which is over there. So it must be not far from there, I would imagine. Mike O is in the chat. What is up, Mike? Let's see. Brian says in 78 there was no downtown. I bet there was probably a downtown Verona back then, because it seems like it's because it was probably more of a small town feel. Leo, what is up? Back to sleep. We'll be back on the replay. Well, thanks for jumping in. Ray and I vote for Frank's root beer. There you go. We're talking root beer this morning. Wow, we've got 40 people. I appreciate it. As you listen to me ramble about college stories and root beer, hit the like button if you've liked what you've heard. If not, hopefully I say something you like eventually. Let's see. Where is that? Where am I at? 40 viewers, says Tom. Yes. 41. Oh, we're down to 39 on my count. So what else? Let's just talk eBay. We're 30 minutes in. We might as well hit the high spot here. eBay sales. What's selling on eBay? And you'd be surprised. Junk wax, man, is really selling on eBay, and I'm shocked. I am shocked. I wanted that to scroll, but Let's see. Can I get that to scroll? Show, edit. There we go. Yes, that looks better. So these are my most recent card sales on eBay. So you see an 85 Topps. It's got Tony Dorsett on the front of that. An 87 Topps Mark McGuire. 74 Topps Football Common. In 89, how about that? And that's what I love about eBay sales. And sometimes I tell people, I had a friend who reached out and said, what sells? And so I can share like, well, it's a little bit of everything. Like if I knew exactly what was going to sell on eBay, I would start charging you for that information. Because a lot of times I'll have a pile of 89 Topps and there's some stars in there. Like Brian mentioned, Junk Wax Hall of Famers. They actually sell, surprisingly, pretty quickly in some instances. I had some 89 Topps and it's like, okay, Jose Canseco. It was a big card in 1989. Boom. And it's sold within probably a couple days. I'll have to see. I'm not sure what tab it's in, but I may have listed that yesterday. I don't know. But it sold overnight. So it's quite amazing what sells. And I'll put like the Ted Fritsch 1974 Topps that just scrolled by. I'll list, I'll buy in the last couple, there's a local auction house that's had some like basically a lot of junk wax at auction. And so I've been picking up 73, 72, 73, 74, 75 Topps, and I get them for about 10 cents, 10 cents a card, somewhere in that vicinity. And I'll list them for $1.50 shipped on my eBay store. So, after that's a net to me on a single sale. That Ted Fritsch, I think, was a single sale, making me about 30 cents after fees, postage, and cost of goods. So about 30 cents. And you're like, well, it's not worth your time. It is, because sometimes I'll get, somebody that buy a set builder that will buy 20 of them. And so, then I'm making 70 cents a card or whatever the math comes out to be. So those are the 5 most recent eBay sales. Let's go to the chat real quick. John says Philly is the capital of hobby evolution. Just go to a show, food talk, always better. Just go to a show, food talk, always better than sports card talk. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Especially when we're talking grilling. I love it when Ken is like the grill master of hobby YouTube and Twitter, at least that I know of. There's probably some others out there, so I apologize if I'm leaving somebody out. But I love Ken's grilling. Herman's up there too. So when Herman and Ken talk about grilling and smoking stuff, meats, they're my go-to. Let's see. Zach says you most likely have more viewers because StreamYard puts your video live on Twitter. Yes, because I do. I did direct it. And I'd probably have even more if I connected it to Facebook, which I did not. Let's see. So what else? Ted Fritsch, St. Norbert football alum. Yes. I figured he was a Wisconsin guy with that last name of Fritsch. Is he any relation to Larry Fritsch and the sports card empire of Stevens Point? Let's see. Jenny says, Zach, that's why I can't hit the YouTube link on Twitter. Sometimes on I have to go to YouTube itself because he's on StreamYard. But I did figure out. So one of the banes I had about streaming to YouTube via StreamYard was I couldn't do the thumbnail and I couldn't like get the live chat replay clicked and a whole bunch of like just little things that you can do straight from YouTube. I finally figured that out this morning. Up in the top there, you can click the YouTube and then you could view it on YouTube. Because if I would try going into YouTube on its own and it wouldn't show up. So I'm learning day by day. Let's see. Zach says, if you think you were showing us something, I don't think it is working. It sounded like you thought we could see. Can you see the scrolling at the bottom? It says most recent eBay sales, 2020 Topps Chrome Auto Jose Rodriguez. Can you see that at the bottom? It's scrolling at the bottom. Hopefully you can. Hot weather brings out the junk wax fanatics, right? Hayden says, How do the junk wax singles usually sell for? $1.50 shipped. I think I think they would move faster at 99 cents, but then it's kind of like you have to have that balance where a single 99-cent sale is gonna lose me money. And that's based on supply cost of roughly 7 cents for card saver and penny sleeve, 2.5 cents for an envelope, 53 cents for postage, and then it's going to be about how much are the fees? It's going to be 30 cents. That 30 cents is a killer on the 99-cent sales through eBay. So it's going to lose you about a dime, say. Going to lose you about a dime on a single sale. But sometimes I've grandfathered in stuff that when I was doing 99-cent cards, because I was making about a dime, because my postage cost was only 37 cents per stamped envelope as opposed to 55. So I would make it work. So I've still got those prices grandfathered in. But $1.50 shipped. Sometimes I'll take an offer. Usually $1.25 is the cheapest on a single card sale. I'll always counter. If somebody offers $1, I counter back at $1.30, and just stick to $1.30. But I leave that as I leave offers as an option, because if somebody wants to come in and buy a whole bunch of cards, 40 or 50 cards, normally that would be 25% off. But a lot of these, like an 89 Topps Jose Canseco, if you're going to buy 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 cards, yeah, I'll sell it for 99 cents. So that's kind of how I roll. Mike O says 89 Topps for the win. Let's see. Where are we at? Zach and Porter says, the scroll. Yes, that is working. Okay, very good. Let's see. Where are we at here? Rich says the win gave manager Craig Counsell his 564th victory with the Brewers, breaking the franchise record. Let's see. Yes, I see the scroll, and I accessed your show via the YouTube. Very cool. No, Rod Carew isn't A-list Hobby Palooza material. He'll have to wait. Let's see. 2 out of 3 guests are in the chat. Who knew that so few wins could lead the Brewers' all-time record? Now that you mention that, I do remember hearing that. And it's like Craig Counsell's coming up on that record. And it's like, that seems kind of, he hasn't been managing that long. That seems kind of low. Figured I would post that so Bo could explain the celebration on John Nolan Drive last night. The Brewers fans outside the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive, they were celebrating from the hotel bar. We can't say those 3 words again because I'm out of coffee. My Cheerios cardboard protection bumps me up to 73 cents postage. I figure it's 20 cents in insurance. First sale for me in a while. 6 second-year Aaron Judge cards. Thrilled to start selling. That is awesome. So you've seen my scroll. Those are the 5 most recent. Let's take a look at the second most recent. Oh, I've got to edit that down because we want to scroll. There we go. So here's the second most recent eBay sales, part 2. Is it going to scroll? Is it going to scroll? There we go. Part 2. So a 2020 Topps Gold Star Parallel Brett Phillips. 2019 Topps Archives. That's a rookie card of Willens Astudillo. A 2020 Topps, that was a Warriors of the Diamond insert of Frank Thomas. Bowman rookie of Joe Ryan. And a 91 Fleer Ultra Nolan Ryan. So we got some Hall of Fame junk wax in there. 91 Ultra Nolan Ryan. So that's what's selling on eBay. And I want to get the reason I came on StreamYard was because I wanted to show some of the reactions to Card Purchaser's tweet. He tweets a lot, and I ran out of time this morning and did not bring his Twitter up. And now I'm like scrolling. So I'm trying to find it. And of course, this morning when I see the tweet, it's like, boom, first off. But then when I log into the computer, it's not going to show right up. So talk amongst yourselves as I continue scrolling. So we're talking about what's selling on eBay this morning. And as Brian mentioned, he's going to put a lot of junk wax and junk wax Hall of Famers. Those are selling, as you can see what's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Those are 5 of my most recent sales, and basically from the last basically 6-8 hours. So a lot of junk wax, and I'm noticing that more junk wax era, more 80s cards are selling, even 90s cards are selling than some of the recent rookies. Selling, and especially with football and basketball especially, some of the new rookies, and I was talking about this at the card show this past weekend, where I'll put up Darius Garland, players like that are, top players in the NBA, and they're not selling for $150 shipped on eBay. But I can put up, like, what's scrolling on the bottom, a recent rookie that just, Joe Ryan. He's a pitcher for the Twins. No offense, Twins fans, but they're a small market team. And those types of players are selling, and I'm always surprised by some of the baseball rookies that sell. And I understand we're in baseball season, but this was happening in December, where I was selling no-name baseball rookies for $1.50 shipped. And some of these star basketball player rookies just were not selling. It just kind of shows the, the softening of the basketball card market. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this was Card Purchaser put out something on eBay sales, and there's just so many tweets, and I can't find it. So that was the reason, and I'm going to stop now because I ran out of things to ramble about. So let's go to the chat. If anybody can find it and link it in the chat, I would love that. Let's see. Michael is dropping his son off at Hoops Camp. Very cool. I sold 27 cards I didn't want on my eBay store and picked up my first share of Amazon stock. That is awesome. Very cool. And hey, now's the time to buy stocks. They're on sale. Before Harvey's wall bangers, Ray, I leave town for a little while and Bo goes all high tech, right? See what happens when you travel to Minnesota. Let's see. Jenny says, what's your listing rate off the top of your head? Like, how much 2000 plus are you listing versus how much junk era you list? That's a tough one. I really don't know because it all varies. So let's see. So this is just a random sampling, and this is like all junk wax. This is tab J. You see an 89 tops there, Craig Biggio rookie, some 91 ultras. I think this Nolan Ryan is the one that just sold. So it just kind of depends on. I basically just reach in for piles. 2 days ago, I listed a bunch of archives football from 1994. Yesterday, I did some junk wax, and then in the afternoon, I found a box of 2020 Bowman, all paper, that included rookies and first Bowman. There was a couple Jordan Walkers in there. So I listed probably 150 to 200 2020 Bowman. So it's really hard to tell. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. It's been skewing more on junk wax era because that's what's been moving when it comes to stars, and it's, Jenny, I think you and I may have been chatting about like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. And, I mentioned some of the names that were selling. And then I said, Roger Clemens isn't really selling that well. And here lately in the last week, I've sold a bunch of Roger Clemens cards, not a bunch, but and I think that's more of a, it's in my head because once I said that, now it's like top of mind. So whenever it just seems like it's been more where it's probably just been standard. I'm not selling any more than what I thought. It's just more top of mind. So it's kind of hard to say. and I don't have them. Like it's not easy to go back and look because I don't even think eBay offers. Remember, it used to offer eras when you list, like you could list like 1980s, pre-war. And I don't know if it's if you can, it's not easy from File Exchange. So I just kind of let it go. Twins are doing huge right now. That's why we all of a sudden are a team worth looking at. Well, that's good. Good for sales, I guess. Let's see. Where are we at here? Johnny Boy Cards. How does NHL sell? I have a lot of insert cards from 90 to 2000. Mine don't sell at all. But I also have, out of 13,000 listings on eBay, I have less than 100 hockey cards because I have zero interest in listing hockey. So I cannot offer a good, a reliable answer to that because it's like minuscule the amount of hockey cards that I have listed. I actually had one buyer come in and probably bought 90% of the hockey when I ran my 50% off sale because I had a bunch of 90s inserts. And he got them for like $1 a piece. And that's like the only hockey sale. Like when I get a hockey sale, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I had hockey left in my store. And wow, this has been listed for 2.5 years. So for me, it doesn't sell, but I don't have many hockey cards at all. So I can't offer a really good answer. If somebody else in the chat does sell hockey cards or, has more than like 0.5% of their inventory with hockey, let Johnny know. If I buy any Andy Van Slyke rookies over Darius any day, people more thoughtful with money versus 2020. Any sale, Andrew Wiggins, you sold in your eBay store for basketball cards. Doesn't ring a bell, but I don't know if I have any Andrew Wiggins in my eBay store. Oh, this is football. So Andrew Wiggins. So with football, or with basketball and football, HI. So with football and basketball, I have them alphabetized by last name. I've got a Zion. I think this is in my store for $1.50. It's not selling. Let's see. I've got an Aaron Wiggins. Got some Dominique Wilkins, another Aaron Wiggins, James Wiseman. I've actually sold a couple Cassius Winston. Grant Williams, Boston Celtics are in the NBA Finals, and this isn't selling for $1.50 shipped. A guy like that, I don't know, is he playing? Maybe he doesn't even play for the Celtics anymore. I don't know. Wiggins. Does not look like I have any Andrew Wiggins, which means if I did, it probably already sold. Let's see. And I've actually, and to add on that, I'm not listing any basketball inventory because it is super soft and basketball just doesn't sell. I have Darius Garland rookies. I think they're actually $250 shipped in my store and they're not selling. I'll sell one and then I'll sell one a week later and they just don't. Basketball is not moving. Michael says I've been selling pre-2019 NBA singles. Mine have not been, none of my basketball is moving. I mean, let's go through. I haven't sold a basketball card in my last 10 sales, but of course that only goes back a couple hours. I just made a bunch of sales in my eBay store as I went on. No basketball. Let's see. The last basketball card I sold a 1991 line drive minor league card of Todd Van Poppel last night. An Isaiah Hodgins football rookie. A couple of those sold. So I did make some sales yesterday. I sold a Darius Garland NBA Hoops rookie for $3. I did sell. I had a rare college team issue of Dwayne Wade from his freshman year at Marquette. I had it listed for $100 or best offer. I got a $75 offer. This was part of one of my Goodwill pallets. It sold for $75 yesterday, so I was very happy with that. Michael says pitcher rookies are moving great right now, and that's nice. Pitchers have always been one of those things. It's like, why aren't pitchers I understand, like, most pitchers don't pan out. It's highly unlikely. But it still doesn't seem like that ratio. It seems like, uh, they're like, it's 5% of the value of a hitter. And I'm surprised that pitcher uh, rookies and prospect cards don't sell for more. So hopefully that needle's moving a little bit. Low Roller says, time to buy Bitcoin. It's a great time to buy. I'm staying out of crypto, but I do think it's a great entry point. And there was a conversation yesterday about Bitcoin, and I just popped in. So I bought Bitcoin when it was, and I didn't buy a whole Bitcoin. I bought, a percentage of a Bitcoin back in 17. And that was when Bitcoin was at like 16,000. And it was like, because a year prior, it was like $25 or whatever. So it had gone crazy, parabolic. And it didn't hit 16,000 again for 3 years until 2020. And then it soared. In the meantime, in that 3 year, it had dropped all the way down to like 3,000. And then it went to 60,000 or 80,000, whatever it went up to. I got out when it was around 50,000, and just kind of I'm holding some crypto, some altcoins. I've got is it Solana, Cardano, Tezos. So I've got some altcoins, a small holding of crypto, but it is a good time. And I think crypto is the future. I think crypto is much like the internet in 1997, where there was a lot of like, I remember my dad and his friends and people of that age, our older generation, the internet's not gonna last. That was the big thing. People actually said that 25 years ago. The internet's just a fad. It's not gonna last. Much like people are saying crypto and NFTs are just a fad. I don't see that. There is definitely a future in crypto. Now, what sticks? We don't know. Kind of like the .com bubble. A lot of companies came out of it very successful. Amazon, Google, Yahoo. Not as much now for Yahoo, but at one time, yes. But then there was a lot of, remember Alta Vista? Some of those websites, faltered. So I think much the same is going to happen with crypto, where the future in crypto may be one of these altcoins. Hey, it might be Bitcoin, but it also might be a coin that's not even invented yet. So that's my thoughts on crypto. Let's see. Mike says, way more true baseball collectors, basketball market loaded with hype. I totally agree with that. Don't think the market for lower end basketball is strong. It's funny. What sells for basketball for me, I sell far more. In fact, I took an order I shipped out a few days ago. Somebody bought 5 or 6 Muggsy Bogues cards for $1.50 each shipped. And so when you look at it, $1.50 for a single card sale, and I'm making 40 cents. But when I sell 5 of them, I'm making basically $5 profit on 5 commons. Muggsy Bogues, Spud Websell, Manute Bull, another one. I sold 4 or 5 cards in one transaction of Manute Bull 91 Fleer base cards. So I sell more Manute Bull and Muggsy Bogues cards than I do Scottie Pippen, Dominique Wilkins, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley. I have a huge pile of Charles Barkley just sitting in my store. So the basketball market is really, really funny. Michael says NFL has picked up. This is about the time I'm starting to transition. I've been going really heavy with my eBay listing on baseball because we're in the heart of baseball season. But I'm starting that transition to list. Hey, we've got 50 viewers. I think this is the first time I've had 50 viewers at one time. But we're starting to see that, and the reason why is because we're getting close to training camp next month. We're about a month away from training camp, so the hype machine is starting to roll for football. So I'm starting to transition where I'm not listing 100% of my inventory in baseball. I'm starting to move into some football singles and put those up as well. And then by next month, I'll really start pushing my football listings in my eBay store. Let's see. Whoop, oh, I skipped ahead. I hate when it does that. I hate when it does that because I'm way, way behind. Let's see. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? So I'm basically giving up on the card purchasers tweets because I can't find them. Okay, time to start my day. Thank you for the food chat. eBay can wait for a few hours. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Ray from Philly dropping a Phil Garner reference. Zach and Porter, I love this comment. It is 1991 Fleer Ultra, not Ultra or Ultra Fleer. Pains me that TCDB lists it as such. I agree. When I was growing up, when Fleer Ultra came out, and I had a couple friends that called it Ultra Fleer, and it drove me up the wall. It's not Ultra Fleer, it's Fleer Ultra. Fleer Ultra. Completely agree. Zach, they do that with Heritage too. They just have it as Heritage. There is two different Heritages now, Topps and Bowman. Let's see. I'm saying Del Crandall. List your Luis Arise and Buxton cards now if you want them to sell. There you go. Some advice from a Twins fan. Victor has a quick question. Does anyone know if you print a shipping label directly from USPS? I don't think so. But I would second John's comment. I use Pirate Ship. That's how I ship. Because you'll save money by doing that. If you go straight through USPS, it's going to cost you more. So use Pirate Ship. You'll get those discounts. The Pirate Ship discounts are the same as what you get through eBay, those eBay shipping discounts. So Pirate Ship is the way to go. I held off for a long time because I always used PayPal Ship, and they really changed it up on PayPal. I'm like a big downer on PayPal now. I don't use PayPal outside of I do use it because it's very convenient. When like last night, I ordered some more of those boxes that are behind me from Walmart.com, and instead of punching in my credit card information, I can just my credit card is linked to PayPal, so I can just go from PayPal, and then I can choose which card to put it on through PayPal, get my points, and boom. So use Pirate Ship. Yes, absolutely. Pirate Ship for the win. Phil says hockey sells for me, but it is pretty slow. Jenny's only experience with hockey is on TCDB, and I uploaded over 10,000 NHL and only moved about 10 in trades. Everyone wants MLB, then NFL. DR says I have sold 10 times more Star Wars cards from the 70s and 90s than football or basketball cards, and I drastically have fewer listings of Star Wars cards. That's an interesting tidbit. Let's see. John says gives you all the options and none of the government bureaucracy. I use ShipStation, Pirate Ship, eBay, USPS. I'm all over. David says hockey sales have really slowed, though, with Upper Deck Series 2 flagship released yesterday. That should help thing. Any Wiggles cards? I print from USPS site, but can't get format to work on the thermal printer, so I have to print on paper. That's why I use so much tape. Let's see. Low Roller says you should be selling Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, top NBA players in your eBay store. I do, and they don't sell. They don't sell, Low Roller. Let's see. So this is a stack of Shaq cards. There's about 20, 25 cards. $1.50 with free shipping, and they're not selling. Let's see, Jordan. I have all these Jordan cards in my eBay store, not selling. So they're not selling. Let's see. Low Roller, send him all your Jordans, Kobe, Shaqs, and he will list them. I actually did sell one Kobe card. I don't come across Kobe's very often in these bulk buys. But I did pick up one of the Kobe's was in that dollar box that I picked up at the card show or the dollar cards that I bought. And it did sell, I think, for $250. Is what the Kobe sold for. TD Sports Cards, what is up? Good morning to you. Zach and Porter, Bo is all about the Dogecoin. Don't even get me started on Dogecoin. Phil says you only see pictures every fifth day, whether they're good or not. The younger collectors are buying the cards and the guys they see daily. Absolutely. I just sold a 4-card lot of 80-81 Topps basketball, not but an hour ago. But I agree, overall basketball is soft. Yeah. Let's see. Low Roller says, get some Dogecoin. Here's the story. I had several 100,000 Dogecoin back in 2017, 2018. And I'm like, if it reaches a penny, I'm going to be rich. And it reached like a half a penny, and I cashed out. And about 3 months later, it hit 75 cents. I basically had, I don't know, $100 in Dogecoin, is what I spent on Dogecoin. And I sold it for about 400, and I was happy. I made $300 on this, basically spare change in my crypto account. That $400 that I sold 3 months later would have been worth $125,000 had I waited 3 months. So I'm off the Dogecoin train. Bill Gates says, stay away. If you're holding your crypto, Allen and Ginter, get them sold. I sold my 7 copies when they were over 100 a piece. Now the graded copies are under 100. Time to sell. Yeah, same with a lot of those Ginter cards. Are not holding their value. What was the other one? There was crypto, and then another one. There was another one that was popular with Ginter. The Dave Portnoy cards have really dropped off. Manny Pacquiao. I think I sold a couple Manny Pacquiaos during the height of the hobby boom for about $75-$80. I think they're down to 30. So a lot of those Allen and Ginters that were really popular a year ago have dropped significantly in price. I like me money like me cards, paper and raw. I reckon paper money was like crypto 200 years ago. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's just paper. It's just paper. It's worthless. Zach, they say carry cash because you were less likely to buy unneeded things. If you got a 20, you might not break it up for that $1.79 pop at the gas station versus swiping your card. This is a good point, because today in 2022, I agree with this, but 10 years ago, I was more likely to spend cash. If I had cash, I was going to spend it on useless things at the gas station. So maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just more cognizant of what I'm buying. And maybe I've just, I don't buy unnecessary things like I did when I was in my 20s. But that's a good point. 10, 15 years ago, if I had cash on me, it was burning a hole in my pocket. But it's kind of the opposite today. I shouldn't say this. I have cash on me all the time. Come rob me. Please don't. Greg Jeffries was a fad. Crypto are collectibles like cards and not an investment. Sorry. E-toys, John says. You heard, oh, damn it, StreamYard. And YouTube does this too. Why does this do this? Okay, here we go. At least with StreamYard, it highlights the chat, so I don't have to go find where I left off. Low Roller says, you heard Topps agree to pay college basketball players for trading cards. Yep, there's already a deal in place. There's actually, by the way, there's Bowman U for basketball now. It's in stores. It's online. I'm not as high on Bowman U basketball as I am with football. But yeah, there are several NIL contracts between Fanatics. That's why you're getting products like what's over my shoulder, Bowman U. Now they've made a deal with about, I think, like 200 universities. So they'll be able to have them licensed. So what's that going to do? That'll be interesting what it does to this market. Is it going to be more? Is it going to be more popular because it's going to be the first in, what's going to be licensed down the road? Or is it going to be like, oh, that's the first year they didn't even have names on their jerseys? It's going to be interesting to see what the future holds. Let's see. Banks have been using digital currency for several decades. They don't want the common person to know. Mike is onto something. These basketball collectors still have a basement full of sneaker boxes they haven't moved. Bo's transition announcement is bigger than his national decision. Congrats. Have you settled on a new name? Let's see. I have not. Hayden says, do you think that having an eBay store increases your chance to sell junk wax singles rather than just a small seller listing 3 random? Oh, by far, yes. And that goes without saying with anything. If you have volume is going to sell. Like if you're going to go put a 1989 Topps Jose Canseco 5 junk wax cards on your eBay listing, it's probably not going to sell. But the more volume you have, the more you're going to sell, without a doubt. 100%. 100%. If you have an eBay store and you have volume in that eBay store, you're going to sell. And there's not a magical number that all of a sudden eBay's algorithm kicks in and says, oh, hey, you're looking for this, go to this guy's store, and it magically comes up in the search. It's all about volume. The more volume you have. And that's why sometimes I just if I grab a pile of cards and there's a card that's like, I'll just throw this on. Last night, I grabbed a pile of 2022 Bowman, and there were some like commons in there. And I'm like, I'll just put them in for 99 cents and see how they do. Like Nelson Cruz, it's like 99 cents. And sometimes those cards, like you wouldn't even think about it, they'll move. And sometimes I just experiment. And that's how it all started, finding out. It was a lot of trial and error. What's going to sell? Well, I know this, when I dig through bargain boxes, I know back during the pandemic, Barry Larkin 87 Topps rookies were selling for $2.50. So I was buying them all day for $1.50 and 50 cents, and they were selling quickly. Now they're not selling as quickly. And I think I now have priced them down to $1.50 and $2 in my eBay store. So that was just an example where I started to notice these trends, and it's like, well, hey, if I can find them at 25 cents, I know I can flip it for $2.50. And the more volume you have, absolutely increases your chances to sell more cards. And it's kind of like the sell-through rate. My sell-through rate right now is 0.58%. Well, what's 0.58% times 1,000? And we can do the math. So, say that's the average, 0.58% is the average. If you only have 1,000 listings in your eBay store, you're only going to make 5 or 6 sales a day. But if you have 10,000 listings, you're going to move about 55 to 60 items per day. And if you have 100,000 items, you're going to sell almost 600 items a day. So it's all a numbers game. And of course, that sell-through rate, it depends on your inventory. That doesn't mean you're going to sell 600 1991 Upper Deck commons priced at $5 a piece. There's a lot of, you've got to have it priced right, and you've got to have decent inventory. You can't just list, you can't pull a 1989 Topps complete set off the shelf, break it up, and list 800 cards and expect them all to sell. You've got to have a nice variety, and it's got to be priced right. Phil asks, pirate ship for ESE? No. ESE is only eBay. eBay is the only place where you can get PWE tracking. Brian says, has anyone sold a small 4 lot of player, for example, Don Mattingly, opposed to sell singles? Brian, check out Beans Ball Card blog. He is the master, and yes, he has a lot of success doing this. Lots of about 5 to 8 cards. And I've had some success doing, I think I sold a Nolan Ryan lot, very similar. I started out doing basketball lots of some junk wax stars like Reggie Miller, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, they will sell well. And I think mine were I think I was doing 8 cards for like $5 shipped in a PWE. And you can get away with doing that. So yes, absolutely. Ken from Beans Ball Card blog, check out his channel if you're not subscribed, because he is a master at player lots on eBay. John says casinos refuse to use cash because it cuts down on having to use humans. Decisions are based on eliminating costs. When humans become cheaper than computers and machines, they'll go back to cash. George says, I've got a digital spouse, much cheaper than a human. Let's see. Since my Shaq and Jordans aren't selling, I'm going to switch to the 33 Gaudy Roos. Those will sell in my eBay store. Thank you, John. Let's see. I love Zach's reply. All of these casino opinions were from Porter. He took over the keyboard on our Internet Explorer app. I'll try to keep his opinions at bay in the future. Baseball card curmudgeon, what is up? Zach, the egg. Thank you. The egg was the other Allen and Ginter card that was super popular. The egg, along with the cryptocurrency. John says, at least you can wipe your behind with cash when it all goes to hell. Yes, Nick. There's Nick. What's up, Nick? By the way, I was going to message you last night. Are you in June 25th Madison Card Show? John Nolan Drive, Sheraton Hotel, June 25th, next Saturday. Herman says, use cash for the things you don't want your wife to know about. I had a coworker who used, he had like a Venmo or a PayPal that was like his fun money that his wife didn't know about. Dan says, I'm out grabbing the morning coffee. I'm going to pop into Target to see if they have anything. I'll update. Very nice. Low Roller says, soda is $2.50 for a 20-ounce Coke. It is better to go purchase 79 cents Big Gulp soda. You can save a lot of money. You sure can. Here is an issue with crypto. It isn't being used as an alternative to the banking system, which was the intention. It's flooded with investors. It parallels the hobby. If I was still running new student orientations in higher ed, I would totally give every student a pack of Bowman U cards at orientation. My auction method is working pretty good. Had some autographs that didn't move since January, are now at the price I had as a buy it now with 2 days left. Hey, that's awesome. I had such a bad experience with my 2 attempts at the eBay auctions. Maybe at some point I'll try it again, but right now I'm just gonna put a kibosh on the auctions. Let's see. Zach is out. Thanks for joining in. Have a great day. The chat is still moving. We're still at 49 viewers, and I've been rambling for about an hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna have Bo here until 9 a.m. Dan says Thursday morning Panini restock, but no NFL Prism. That's a good point. My one of the Walmart stores was stocked here on Thursday afternoon last week because I had gone over to Milwaukee and the vendor was stocking when I stopped by. Let's see. Low Roller says you should be doing basketball lots in your eBay store again. Yeah, it's a thought. I should, in all honesty, I should be doing more player lots than what I am doing. But I've just been rolling through. The thing is, I guess with basketball I should be, because basketball singles aren't moving, but baseball, my like junk wax Nolan Ryans are selling. So with baseball I'm just listing the singles because I can get a higher return selling the singles. Let's see. Steve says, long time watcher, first time live. Steve, thank you. Awesome to have you in the chat. Brian says, can you send a link to Beans? Yes, I can. I'm going to do that right now. Unless somebody already has popped in. Beans blog. There we go. Let's see. There's Herman's channel. Well, shoot. Beans. Is it B Card blog? Nope. Let's see, under subscriptions. And I started subscribing to a bunch of channels. If I'm not subscribed to your channel, if you're watching, let me know. Drop for anybody. And I can't give you the wrenches on StreamYard. So drop those YouTube channels if you're able. And if you're not able, let me know and I'll get you that wrench eventually. Let's see. Gosh, dang it. Ken, where are you? Ken. And I should know exactly what his channel is. Beans. I thought it was Beans B Card blog. Let's see. Beans Ball Card blog. There we go. Beans Ball Card blog. And here we go. There it is. I'm sure somebody probably linked it up like 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Where are we at here? You saw a kid strike rich by opening football cards. That Mac Jones 1 of 1. And yes, John, 3 minutes ago, John posted the link. You haven't said today when the next Madison card show is. June 25th, next Saturday is the next Madison card show. 120 tables. Victor says I have to start a channel, falling way behind. Definitely. Yeah, looks like I linked his store. Got it. Awesome. Long Island Cards LLC. Enjoy the vids in eBay. I post vids on occasion, basically only card show recaps at this point. Awesome. And I don't think you can post it on I can't give you a wrench on StreamYard for some reason. So yeah, eBay. What's selling on eBay? A little bit of everything. You see scrolling. Those are some of the recent sales. Those are the other 5 recent sales from my eBay store. And actually, since I put these on, there's been some others, including some junk wax. So a little bit of everything, but I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing a trend from modern, to junk wax. And maybe that's just because I'm like noticing that those are selling. So I'm focused on selling some of the 80s and 90s cards and posting them in my store. So, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 80s and 90s cards moving on eBay. Bo linking is like trying to teach old folks how to use a thumb drive. What team have you seemed to notice selling most this week? Man, I have no idea because I don't have anything sorted by team, and it's there's so much volume that I don't pick up on those trends. It's not really, I pick up from what I move in my eBay store. Actually, I do have a story to share though, on teams. It's more player based or set based of what I move as opposed to team based. But I will share this. I made about 150 card, maybe 200 card transaction this week. I just shipped it out yesterday. Tampa Bay Rays. Somebody came into my eBay store and they had to put in like 3 different orders because eBay maxes your card at like 40 cards. So they had to put in multiple transactions to buy all these cards. And it was like a $200 deal on Tampa Bay Rays cards, everything from like Wander Franco and Vidal Brujan to 1999 Fred McGriff and Jose Canseco and Wade Boggs and everything in between, Tampa Bay Rays. So now that I see that, and we actually communicated a little bit, they're like, I'm coming back to your store. You've got a lot of stuff I want. So I'll be, looking for Tampa Bay Rays cards for this particular customer. Hopefully they had a good experience and they come back and make another big order. So that's one team order that I definitely noticed when you sell about 150 of a team, and more so the team it was, the Tampa Bay Rays, not a team you typically sell a lot of cards of. So that is one thing that I picked up on this week, a big order of Tampa Bay Rays cards. Long Island Cards is packaging my eBay sales while watching. Baseball is definitely the hottest, then probably football, basketball, and hockey is slow. I would definitely say agree with that 100%. My eBay store is also heavily skewed toward baseball. So, my baseball, I'm always going to have more volume sales with baseball just because of the volume I have listed. Football and basketball, I have about equal amount. And football by far outsells basketball. And then hockey, I have such a small sample that, I can't offer a real, good opinion on how that's selling. Jenny wants you to say Twins. Was this a first-time buyer or a buyer that came back? This was a first. I believe it was a first-time buyer. Believe it was a first-time buyer that just stumbled upon my store and looked around, saw that I had a lot of volume with what they were looking for. Tampa Bay Rays. So next Madison card show is Saturday, June 25th. That's next Saturday. at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. 120 tables, free admission. Will be a bunch of fun. So come on out if you can. I'll be live again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Saturday and Sunday morning, I'll be live. I am gonna head over. Maybe we'll get this podcast started, talking with former Cubs players. Also, there was one other thing that the national video. I will, since I'm wearing a national shirt today, Chicago 2019. I'll do a video on my decision. Am I going? Am I not going to the national in 2022? So I'll do a video and I'll upload that later today. Let's see. Are you doing live stream sports card show again in your channel? I may do that again. It seemed to be pretty popular. So I'll try to walk the show again next Saturday at the Madison card show. I know a lot of people, I know a lot of my dealers commented that they were very happy with it. One of my dealers, Matt, shout out to Matt. He liked it because he didn't get a chance to walk around, which is good because it meant he was busy. So it gave some vendors an ability to see other tables that if they weren't able to get away from their own table. And then, for people to see, if they've never been, hey, this is because the highlight videos are cool and all. But it doesn't really get, most of the videos of the highlights is just, oh, hey, look at all the people that came. And it's more of that, like, oh, it's pop. This is what you're missing out. But when I did the live walkthrough of the Madison card show last month, it actually showed you what you're missing if you didn't show up. So yeah, I think I will do another walkthrough video for the next show in next Saturday. Let's see. Jenny says, Herman, just treat it like it's the only thing putting food on the table. You'll stay motivated. Definitely. And that's how I scaled up during the pandemic. Was I started to treat my side hustle on eBay as my full-time income, even when I had, before I went full-time in the hobby. And then I kind of treated my eBay bank account as, I can't touch this, or I'm going to the national, but this is my budget. And I actually spent under my budget at the national last year. Not by much, but I did. So that's what motivated me. And then I use my biggest motivator is the sell-through rate. Okay. I'm selling 0.58% of my inventory on a daily basis. And that's on 13,000 active listings. What if I double my active listings and I can get to 25,000 listings? Now I'm essentially going to sell twice as many cards on a daily. I'm not going to sell 75 cards a day. I'm going to sell 150 cards a day, and that's going to double my income. And that's what keeps me motivated the most. Blaster, what's your average card sale per day with that huge volume of cards you have? 75, right around 75 cards per day. On a 0.58% sell-through rate. Travis says, love all your videos. Thank you very much. Just got my Fujitsu scanner going with Chronazio. Saves so much time. That's awesome. Let me know how Chronazio works out for you. I have not taken the plunge with their AI. I should, maybe in the winter when it gets cold again up here, and I'm not outside as much. Maybe they'll let me do like a small one day or just one session to play with it to see how it is. Because I can do the same with File Exchange and it's free than what Chronazio offers with like their standard eBay listing, like transfers to eBay. And I think you have to pay a subscription per month, where File Exchange, that's done for free. But I did like the Fujitsu scanner in Chronazio. I did like that scanning experience more than my current with uploading to Image Shack and then copying and pasting. So, if the AI, maybe the AI is a way to go. I don't know. But I'd like to test it out before investing any type of money on that. There's Ken. Ken, Ken's ears were burning because we were talking about your channel. Somebody had a question about player lots, so I directed them to your channel. and I was late. I was trying to find your channel, but fortunately, Jenny and John were able to get that up there quick. Herman says the problem is the job that actually does kicks my tail this time of year. I can definitely see that point. John wants me to reiterate your stance on Dogecoin. No thanks. Jenny says, I hear you. Herman, started my day at 4:30 a.m., ran from 5 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. yesterday. This time of year is busy. Travis says it's super worth it for the base cards of $1 to $5. I started at $19 and 1,000 cards, but then I moved to 5,000. The AI is a game changer. Man, you're talking me into it. Maybe I should check that out sooner than later. All right, tried to stay true till the end, but I got to head out. Jenny, I'm going to head out too. I'm an hour and a half in. That's a long time. I've got some shipping to do. Paige and Dina Bean says, do you list quantity available if you have a lot of the same 89 Nolan Ryan cards? Yes, I do. In fact, I did a lot of that with my Bears lot, my Bears bulk purchase a couple weeks ago. So like I have 184 Topps Mike Singletary cards. So I just listed them all. Obviously it's basically at that point it's going to be a stock photo. So it's not the exact card somebody's going to get having that volume. But yes, if I come across multiples, I will definitely put them in quantity. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. T-Blood says it does come with a subscription, but it is insanely efficient. That is awesome. John says, congrats on the 50 watchers. Thank you. Maybe it is the StreamYard. Maybe it is the StreamYard touch. So thanks for tuning in. Episode 597. That means what? 600 is that Sunday? 598 Friday, 599, 600. Wow. I cannot believe that it's approaching the 600 mark on Hobby Evolution. Zach is back. No electronics at the kitchen table. Welcome back. I am signing off. Herman's even eyeballing those 60 Swanson rookies you have. Very nice. So thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great one, and we will chat again tomorrow morning.